Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Donna Fiesel, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, Monday through Friday, beginning at 1 p.m. And that's Central Time. Some of you have fussed with me just a little bit about when is AP on. I'm not catching him. Okay, you go wherever you're at. Okay, it's Central Time. That means we're smack dab in the middle of the country. So you
Right,
just
that's
look at
right.
whatever your time zone is. You can find
Central.
us on the radio at icradio.media, and we're so proud to be Fox News affiliates. And thank you, Dave Manning, for making that happen. We definitely appreciate that. And also, you can find us still on television, channel 182 on Charter Communications and Abundance Television with Rob. And you can find us on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon Fire. And don't forget the podcast, thenewscasters.com. We appreciate all those affiliations. And by the way, I love your emails. So when you send emails, go ahead and send those to Donna at donnasedge.com. Real easy. Donna at donnasedge.com. Oh, no apostrophe S. Well, one of our audience members said, I kept putting DONNA apostrophe S. No apostrophe, just plain old donnasedge.com. So thank you again so much for watching. He figured it out, though. He said, I tried it without the apostrophe and got through. So anyway, thank you so much for that. You guys are sending emails to AP. Now, AP is our sports guy, and we won't let him go anywhere. He's tried. He has tried to run from the field, and we won't let him go. So anyway, Rob, thank you so much, AP, for everything that you do. And so you are a traveler too, man. You go all over the place. I'm jealous on that.
Oh, thank you, Donna. I was trying to remember with our conversation where I was, and it just came to me. I was actually in New Orleans last week for the Saints training camp for another day. That's my second visit this past few weeks. So I went to see the New Orleans Saints, and of course, it's always about 90 degrees and the sun's burning up the turf. So, but it's fun to just be over there, watch the players, and just get to see them move, and the quarterbacks throw, and the receivers catching the ball, and the kickers and the punters, and the head coach. He always comes out and he gives a press conference about 20 minutes down after the practice. Yeah, he gives us a press conference. So it's good to be over there. But college football, Donna, is kind of relatively quiet right now. But, you know, there's some preseason. They always try to interject the preseason poll because it keeps the spirit of college football alive. But it's pretty much mostly the usual suspects at the top: Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon. It's kind of a team to watch this year, I think, in Texas and Alabama and Notre Dame, and Michigan has a new coach. So, you know, those are some of the teams. Penn State, can they break through and beat Michigan or Ohio State or both? But when you have this 12-team format, Donna, it's much easier now to make the playoffs because you can have probably a couple losses, at least one, and still make the playoff because the Power 4 teams that are left, the Power 4 conferences, SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, are still around. The Pac-12 has disintegrated. There's still 2 teams there. I think they've given them 2 years to come up with another group of teams to form the Pac-12 again, which I'm glad that they just didn't. They didn't exercise that option. Maybe they had it, maybe they didn't, to just make it evaporate from the face of the earth, because that conference, Donna, was around, I think, since 1915. It's really kind of sad that it's disappeared. So maybe they can get some teams in the West Coast and come up with another Pac-12. I don't know. I know the Mountain West was in discussion with them, trying to come up with a game plan moving forward in the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm. You know, something that's really interesting too, and that's, you know, we've received a lot of emails about the money issue with players being paid, and I'm seeing some people say, well, I think it's about time something like that happened because the pros did. And then you see some people who are just totally, it seems to be kind of divided, kind of 50-50. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, it probably is divided. I think I'm going to say 60-40 not in favor, Donna. That's what I'm going to say, which is close to 50-50. But I'm thinking a lot of people that I have a conversation with them about the subject of money and college athletics, they're not in favor. And I think it's because there's so much change involved, Don, because you're always, you can change teams every year. And they're trying to, there was some rulings lately about getting rid of the transfer rule. So you can transfer every year. you're going from college and university, you're switching because maybe they offer you more money, essentially, that, or it's playing time, or both. So it is more along the lines of professional sports because you have that fluidity with the roster. Even the coaches, when they leave, some of them, even if you're a top level assistant, you might have to have a buyout. Pay the university or school you're leaving before you sign up with the other school or university. But with the players, when they sign a deal, Donna, it's dependent upon the business or how they come up with the terms for that agreement. If I was in business, I'd say, okay, you're at one school, you finish out the season, you receive the balance of the money, but we're going to make the payments at intervals, because you might leave in the middle of the season, not play the rest of the year, and I've been giving you this money to represent my company, my business, my entity. So if I was somebody involved with a student athlete in college at a university, I'm setting that contract accordingly to make sure that they fulfill everything before they're paid the full amount.
That's exactly what Stanley was saying when he sent his email last week. And Stanley, he's one of our longtime listeners, by the way. He's been with you. He said, since you went to Fort Payne. He said you went to Fort Payne, but actually I was working at Fort Payne. But anyway, so that's a long time. That's a long time with that guy. But I kind of get it where he's coming from, because I worked with GTE for years, and on the cell phone business, and they would pay for your college, but there were stipulations. Okay, you had to pay for it up front. You had to pay for your books. You had to. They required you to make a particular grade point average.
Yes.
Then at the end of the quarter, you would get paid, but you also had to promise them that you would work for them for a year after you got whatever your money back. I kind of get that. I really do, because why would I pay for all of your college and then you go to my competitor?
No, it's a fair agreement. I believe that's the way to operate. And that way, the entity, the business, the institution feels a level of fairness, and the student athlete should feel, okay, I'm completing all these stipulations before I receive payment. That's fair. Fair is fair.
I mean, I totally believe that. This is coming from a business owner's perspective, on my perspective, that I can see that, because I'm not going to get you all beefed up and pay you and all this, and then you just leave me. Are there contracts already in place, or is that something they're still working on, where you got to be with this team for so many whatever?
Right. It's on an individual basis, Donna. If you're a student athlete, you can coordinate with your representative, your agent, your lawyer to work out a deal with a company, a business entity. And then also you're going through the collectives, which is the association that is in conjunction with the university or the school. It's separate, but they have a name that relates to the school. They have all these different things that they've come up with along the way to name these collectives. So, but I have not read any contract per se, but you're hoping that the student athlete has good representation. You're hoping that the collective operates in a smart manner, where they're getting people to fulfill the contract before the money is paid. And you're hoping that the businesses are smart enough to set up the contract where the student athlete has a number of items to meet before there's full payment.
Yeah, I mean, I can see we're getting into. We're going to have some variables come out of this, because I mean, it's just It's kind of like it has to be this way. You have to make up the rules as you go, because we've never done it before.
Never done it. Yeah, it's brand new. We always called it years ago when we first started reviewing this situation, the Wild West. I think it's now the Wild West. I think it's doubled.
I do too, and then because and I agree with Ronnie, because Ronnie sent a message. They're probably going to have to kind of use some of the rules should apply. I'm kind of paraphrasing what Ronnie says, but
yes,
Ronnie said that he believes they'll probably have some kind of the same rules that coaches have, pertaining to their salary.
Yes, yeah, probably implement those items on the contract that you must fulfill before receiving full payment. Probably so.
And then we have some questions too, and this is from Philip, not my Philip, but another Philip. And so Philip said, what happens if someone gets injured? Will there be a different set of rules? I mean, because you can get
Right.
injured and be out for the rest of the season. Are you still going to be paid?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Hopefully that's in the agreement. There's
It can happen.
there's wording that affects someone if they're hurt. The athlete is hurt, student athlete is hurt, and so the business, I would say, whatever they come up with, maybe when the player's injured, Donna, let's say you sign up with an automobile agency and you're injured.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Donna, to be honest with you, that might give the student athlete more time to be at your business to fulfill the contract. So it works in your favor because people would want to meet that player. And if they were competing and practicing all the time, they can't be at the location. Maybe that person's at the location more. So it might be in the automobile's favor.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is a Donna question here. So I've been wondering about, okay, the insurance itself. I would think both parties would need some kind of insurance, but in case of an injury or,
right. Yeah. In other words, if the business has a contract, they might put the cost of the insurance in there as well, or try to calculate. So if the player does get injured and you're not at an automobile dealership where somebody could show up and it's something that they need to see you every Saturday playing ball whenever the game day is, yeah, maybe the business receives the insurance money because the player was hurt. Could be.
Yeah. And as a player, I would like to have insurance myself, Yeah,
they have the insurance through the university, through the college, through NCAA. There's quite a bit of insurance now, Donna, that over the course of these decades, it's come to be because they're trying to make the situation the best for the student athlete. So there's been a lot of advocates outside of the NCAA, and people understand that it's in their interest to have the insurance for the athletes, because if you don't, and there's a lot of lawsuits, then you're just going to be paying lawyers.
Well, Mark had a good response, and I have to agree with him. And you just mentioned lawsuits, so it makes me think of what Mark said. And he said, aren't we opening up other issues or other potential problems with this? The lawyers, get ready. And this is what he said, Alexander Shannara, get ready. So, I mean, I get it. I mean, I can see some issues coming out of all of this.
Yeah, Donna, I would just say there are no absolutes in life.
True.
When you have change, issues will arise. So that should not stop progress.
Mm-hmm. Just forge ahead.
That would be my answer. Yeah. Right. Yeah, forge ahead. That would be my answer. Yes, there's no absolutes in life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Whole new game, whole new world. But I'll have to tell you what I do miss back from my old days in the 70s. I would just like to see the guys get out there and have fun, play football. I would just like to see that. It feels like it's going to be more of a personality thing to me, but but who knows? It may not.
Well,
we're not there
Donna. Donna, through the years, when you talk to some of these players from the 70s, I mean, they wish they probably could compete in this era. Some of them, because there's compensation involved, and they have injuries and long-term injuries, and they're just feeling the effects.
Oh, yeah.
Starts in their 40s and 50s, even earlier sometimes. So they probably would like to have been compensated for their efforts. But I know they had some great experiences as well.
Yeah, you just changed my mind. Thank you, AP. Let's go into a commercial break. We'll be right back in just a few minutes. Hang in there. I didn't think about it from that standpoint. You're right. You're right. I hardly ever say that, but you are right. We'll be back in just a few minutes.
Queen City Used Car Sales has been serving drivers in the Northeast Alabama area for years with a quality selection of late model used cars, SUVs, and pickup trucks. On top of our extensive selection and competitive prices, we offer professional auto financing services for used car buyers of all credit levels. Whether you've just begun your search or you're ready to secure your next vehicle, at Twin City Used Car Sales, you will drive away with the vehicle of your dreams. The sales and finance staff at Twin City Used Car Sales looks forward to serving you, and you can apply for financing online before your visit to our used dealership in Gadsden, Alabama. Check us out on the web at twincityusedcars.com or go by our location at 901 First Avenue, Gadsden, Alabama. We sincerely look forward to serving you. At Lamone's Mexican Restaurant, located in Henniger, Alabama, and voted Best Mexican Restaurant of DeKalb County, Alabama 2020, we're here to serve you with authentic Mexican cuisine. Order easily online by going to lamonsmex.com or call 256-657-3999 to place your order. We're open Sunday through Thursday 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Whether you're celebrating a cozy date night for two or a celebration for a crowd, at Lamone's you'll love our atmosphere and friendly servers. Thank you for dining with Lamone's Mexican Restaurant. At Liberty Bank, we're all about community, whether it's to help with a charity fundraiser or help families in need. Toys at Christmas or a local football team, we're here for you. You see, we realize the importance of family. Sometimes it's to build a new home or necessary home repairs. We're here for you. If you like the feel of a small town bank with all the conveniences of a big city bank, we're here to serve you. You will find us at any of our convenient locations in DeKalb, Marshall, Etowah, and Blount counties in North Alabama. You can call and speak with any of our friendly staff at 256-659-2175 or check us out on the web at libertybankal.com. And thank you for your support of our community. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender. Jeff McCurdy of the McCurdy Law Firm has been a public service of this area for over 10 years. McCurdy, a member of the Henniger City Council, serves as prosecutor for the town of Sylvania and was named public defender for the city of Rainsville. The McCurdy Law Firm is located at 17326 Alabama Highway 75 in Henniger to better represent his Jackson and DeKalb County clients. If you need to be represented by a true public servant with proven success, call Jeff at 256-996-8701 or send a private email to mccurdylawfirm@gmail.com. No representation is made that the legal services performed is greater than the legal services performed by other lawyers. The Hatter Cafe and Country Inn is nestled in the northeast corner of Alabama the Beautiful in the delightful town of Mentone. We're located on top of scenic Lookout Mountain near Little River and DeSoto State Park and located only 5 minutes from shopping and restaurants. There is also a nearby community walking path and golf course. We welcome everyone through the doors and we are committed to outstanding service for all guests. At the Hatter Cafe and Country Inn, we invite people from all walks of life to come and get away from it all, enjoy the open spaces, treetop views, fresh, clean air, and experience Southern hospitality at its finest. We look forward to hosting you. To reserve a special event, or if you would love a special getaway at the Country Inn, you can call us at 256-634-2018.
We're back. My name is Donna, and I'm your host of Donna's Edge Talk Show, where truth matters. Thank you so much for watching every day, and that begins at 1 p.m. Central Time. You can't miss AP Steadham. Now, AP is a talk show host. He also has his own show, AP and Kelly, As We See It. And you guys are on our station every Friday at 4 p.m. Central Time.
Donna, we love being on your station, IC Radio, as you said, every Friday, 4 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Kelly, as we see it. And as we see it stands for the Southeastern Conference, SEC. So we always talk about, during the season, particularly, we're discussing every team. When it's not football season, sometimes we branch off. We kind of concentrate on a team or two. So this week, I'm not sure what we're going to discuss, but last week we had a lot to say, Donna, because the College Football Hall of Fame ballot was emailed to us. So we have 77 people at the FBS level. That's players. We have to make a selection. I believe it's 10. And we had 9 head coaches. We have to make, I think it's 2 selections there. And then you also have the lower level. There's players from that and the coaches as well. So that's a difficult vote. It's due by July the 1st. And Donnie, people can become a member, the National Football Foundation. You click on their website, you can become a member, and there's 12,000 or so voters. And once that's filtered down in the 60% range, I think they send all those 60% candidates to the honors court, and that's head up by Archie Griffin, the 2-time Heisman Trophy winner. And then they come up with the final candidates that will be inducted, and that's announced at the championship game coming up. That will be in Atlanta this year in January. So, and then the actual induction for this year's class, Donna, will be December, that first Tuesday in December. I believe it's the first Tuesday. Well, it's after the championship game, the SEC, and all the other conferences. And that's that Tuesday out in Las Vegas. And it's a great affair, Donna. If you ever had a chance, people visit Las Vegas, and they moved it from the Waldorf, at the Waldorf for many, many years. And they moved, I believe it was maybe during the COVID era. This would be, I think, the 4th time in Las Vegas. And I'm not going back. And it's 2,000 people, that banquet.
Wow.
Not many times you get a chance to attend a banquet with 2,000 people. And that's all the coaches from around the country and their wives, former inductees and new inductees and their families. It's a lot of fun, Donna, to be around the world of college football in Las Vegas. It's like the epicenter on that Tuesday in December. And I've so enjoyed attending those banquets and covering those inductions. It's been one of the highlights of my career, I think, just to be involved in meeting all these former great athletes who competed at schools and universities and colleges all across the country, and every position you can think of that's on the field. And you meet all types of coaches and players, and it's just fun.
Absolutely. Wendell had a question too, and this is pertaining to safety. And he said he really didn't think about it because, we're all into safety, and we should be, for goodness sakes.
Oh, yeah, yes.
We need to be for safety. But he said he went to the Hall of Fame, University of Alabama, and he saw some of the old equipment they used to use.
Right.
I couldn't believe it. It's almost like you had just you had something about like this mouse pad right here. That you had.
That's about it. That's
about what you had.
Right.
My goodness, people had to be injured, because back then they believed in just going for it. If I had to put blood all over somebody, I'm going to win. So, my goodness, it's much safer now than it used to be.
Right, Donna. Could you imagine the first team to play football was 1869 in the college level, Princeton and Rutgers, and I don't think they wore any type of equipment per se. But through the years, you find a need, and then there's a market, and that's what happens. You develop and you research, and you find the equipment that helps everybody, and then next thing you know, it's standard throughout the industry, the game of football. They all have the cleats, they all have the knee pads and the things that protect your shoulder pads, and then they have the flap jacket to protect the quarterback. Where I remember seeing those videos now where they would take literally a hammer and start hammering away on the flapjack to say, look, I'm hitting him with a hammer. He can't even feel it because that punishment is absorbed. That force is absorbed because we developed this scientifically. So they're still trying all the time, especially with the headgear, Donna, trying to figure out. I remember they used to have water pockets, Donna, in the helmets. I knew a player. He ran so hard he busted 3 water helmets with his head. So And there's effects from those types of things over time, Donna, as we know, the CTE. Yeah, but they're still always trying to develop more equipment, because once you do, Donna, if it's successful, then your market is every school that they'll buy your product.
Mm-hmm. That's true. You know, I wish they would perfect this, though. It's so easy to do. It's the helmet, and you know, I mean, you can get taken off the team, period, like permanently, by grabbing somebody's face mask. You know, by grabbing that. I mean,
But ejection, yeah, they'll eject you for that. You
you're
can't.
gone if you do that.
If it's seriously, you're trying to, you would probably get ejected. I mean, everybody knows when your hands are trying to tackle people or block people, your hand is going to get near some helmet. There's accidents, and that's a penalty. But when you intentionally grab it and maybe yank on it, pull it, and especially when you do it right in front of the official, you're probably going to get ejected.
But what is the purpose of I mean, what is the purpose? I've never understood the purpose of having that part to the helmet.
Well, it's for the nose, the eyes, the teeth, the mouth, to having the face mask. Yeah,
but
they used to play.
It feels like it protrudes too far out. It seems like it could be in just a little bit more. Because I remember my son was playing football. He played high school football.
Right.
I just would watch them out there thinking, you know what? That seems to protrude just too much.
Yeah, they're a little bit tighter now, Don. I think if you expect the helmets, the face guard is closer to the face than it was years ago. Yeah, they used to have the crossbar comes way out, like in a semicircle. Yeah, that was that definitely protruded.
That was just too much. I mean, it was just too easy to accidentally do it. I mean, because it was just way too much.
Oh yeah, because there's a big space, right? It was very easy to accidentally grab somebody's face mask when you're trying to tackle them.
Easy. Okay, we have a little bit over a minute left in this segment. Who's your top 5 right now if you just had to choose?
I would say, Donna, I'm looking at Georgia, number 1. You know, they have tremendous talent. Ohio State, number 2. I'm going to say right now, I'm acting on faith, I think. Texas, and I would say Oregon out of the new member, one of the new members of the Pac. I mean, the Big Ten. And then the 5th team, Donna, I'll put in Alabama, because they returned their quarterback and have some good people. And I think this coach, he knows how to win. Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, I think he's going to come busting out. I really do. I just feel like the guy has the synergy to make it happen. He just really does. I like what I've seen. And I'm not an Alabama fan. I'm an Auburn fan. But where would you put Auburn?
Yeah, Auburn's going to be better down, especially offensively with these new receivers. Mm-hmm. The quarterback who had some success at Michigan State, 27 touchdowns, I believe it's 27, 29 a couple of years ago. But he needs those receivers to support him, like every quarterback. So I think they will be better. I'm not sure about if the record's going to be better. But I think overall, offensively, they're going to be a much improved football team.
Stacy and I want to know who your Cinderella team is. Oh, Cinderella, not team, but team.
A Cinderella type team. Oh, let's take a look at see if Missouri can continue their winning ways.
Oh, Missouri! Why Missouri?
Well, they have the quarterback returns, Cook, and then they also have Luther Burden III, tremendous wide receiver. He had a big year, 80+ catches, a lot of yards. He was a highly recruited player around Missouri. So they have those two people. That's a good combination. And I think Eli Drinkwitz, he's probably getting a little bit better on defense as well. His team.
Okay. AP, thank you for being with us today. I can't believe how fast 30 minutes flew by. We'll see you a little bit later. And also, don't forget to catch AP and Kelly, okay? And that's Football Friday.
4 p.m. Central.
IC Radio.
IC
Fox News affiliate. And that is Central Time. Thanks, AP, for being with us. And thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Take care.